This is a sparkling water, by the way, not something that you might think. Today's day has been quite interesting because today, Saturday, kind of sat down to work on the workshop that I'm currently going to be delivering for clients, but I just couldn't focus, couldn't put in the work and, force creativity. And I talk a lot about this, specifically how to be creative, how to allow creativity come up, how to essentially not block yourself from being creative. And a lot of creative people, creators, try to force it, make it happen, trying to force that creativity. And that doesn't work because you're trying to bang against the wall. Like you hit the wall and you're trying to break through it. Now, yes, you can force it sometimes, but most of the time what happens is you just burn out. Right? Something doesn't work, you can't make it work, and for 8 hours you just sit there staring at a blank screen, write some words, nothing comes out, and then you write some more words again, you delete it, and then you're back to square one. That was me today. I was working on the workshop trying to finish it up, but I was forcing myself through it because, it's only in a few days. However, I wanted to finish it today, right? And it just didn't work, right? And it was frustrating. So what do I do on these type of days? Well, here I am. I am recording content and talking about it, like how it sucks sometimes. Sometimes it doesn't work. And you have to let go of it. You have to let go of that need to make it happen. And what I notice is that the best creatives, what they do is they're procrastinators by nature, but not for the reason that you might think. A lot of people procrastinate because they either have too many ideas, too many steps that they need to take, they know what they need to do, but there's just a massive overwhelm. Whereas creators are just waiting for the creativity to flow. They're waiting for something to emotionally move you. And I know that because from my earlier days, from editing music videos, well, not music videos, after parties, event videos, so on and so forth, is that I am the most inspired when I finish filming the event. So I go back, make a quick outline, listen to some songs, get a bit of inspiration, and that kind of dies off as we're going with time, right? So, and during that time, I don't really turn on the editing software and keep editing, trying to force myself. What I do in that time, I just take some time off. Just chill, go outside. Because the best thing that you can do for yourself is literally go outside the four walls that you're locked in if you're not feeling it. And a lot of people don't talk about, or should I say, a lot of people avoid talking about as Eastern European as well, I can kind of relate to it, you're feeling stuff, your emotions, but the best art, the best creative, the best content comes out when you're feeling it, when you're emotionally moved, when you're inspired. When you're inspired. And I noticed that, again, from those older days of me going out and creating stuff. I did not know that I was going to come out here and talk about this, what's happening, right? But I find that it's a lot easier for me to go when I'm not creative, is to come out into some nature, get some greenery, find some cool frames in the nature, set the camera and start recording and just talk. And this helps with the stream of consciousness, but I'm not only doing this for myself, partly, but I also think about the people that will watch it and feel the same way about it, or feel the same way at times, and they can relate to me. But there's also another layer under it or on top of it, I don't know how to phrase it, but I'm doing this for my kids. That sounds weird, right? I don't have kids yet, but I'm thinking about what will they experience and how will they perceive me and what kind of insight and knowledge can I give them, even my grandkids, if YouTube is still around. These videos gotta be around forever, right? But, well, hopefully. But what kind of knowledge can I give to them so that they can learn something from me, even when I'm not here anymore? So it kind of sounds depressing in a way. It's like very morbid. When I'm not here, I'm just 30 and I don't think I even started living. But so you go through this stream of consciousness, you open up these levels to your brain. Because once you put out the ideas, or you speak them, you make them, you vocalize them, that becomes real. number one. And it opens some pathways in your brain. I don't know how it works. I'm not a neurologist, right? But I find that it works. So as I'm creating this video, I'm probably gonna go home and actually do some more work on the workshop. But if you want to join this workshop, it's called DMs to Clients. It's where I'll give you my templates and my process of how I close clients in DMs. You can click the link down below as long as it's before the deadline. So if the link doesn't work, you're too late. So sorry about that. Now, that aside, and I do talk about this a lot, specifically creativity and how you can't force it. And the best things that you can do is actually stand up and walk out of the place that you're trying to create stuff inside. So outside your four walls. That's number one. Because I find that the best content, the best ideas, the best, I want to say revelations, but insights come when you're not there, when you're not trying to force it. By the way, I have to mention this, that vitamin D is important. So go outside, get some sunlight. In Ireland, you don't get that many days of sunshine. So the reason why I started filming videos outside is because this is a great opportunity for me to actually go outside if the weather is nice and record some cool content. So like I said, the best stuff that you create is something that in the moment, like you just get a strike of inspiration and you just do it. Most of my viral videos that I've created for my brand were just in the moment where I got inspiration and I scripted them within the 5 minutes and I made them, right? The recent video got like 100,000 views when I was in the park. After I filmed the YouTube video, I was like, oh, I kind of want to talk about this, how it's broken, how content creation is broken, right? And how people focus on the vanity metrics, but in reality, they should be focusing on the profit metrics, right? Leave the vanity metrics for people who are already successful, right? Like Alex Hormozi. A lot of people try to model him, but the point is that he's already made millions. And only after he made millions, that's when he started building his personal brand. That's why he made it like huge. He went all in, spending, I don't know how many dollars a year, but a lot. The number one thing that you should be focusing on is giving yourself space to be inspired, right? To be creative. Watch something that inspires you. Like a lot of my best stuff comes from just listening to music. Going for a walk, listening to music. Sometimes I actually prefer not even listening to music and then going outside and listening to, it's gonna sound weird, but ambience. Because it gives your mind, or should I say, it gives your mind, it gives your mind some space to relax, to calm down, to not to worry about things as much. Because our brains are just so used to now all that dopamine, all those reels. And that's another thing. We have literally in our pockets a $1 trillion infrastructure, right? Like we've been given $1 trillion worth of infrastructure, TikTok, Instagram. We can reach many people at the same time if we just start creating stuff instead of consuming. One of the best things that you can do for yourself, and what I've started doing more recently, is not to consume until I create something. So every day I wake up, I don't actually check, I don't go on Instagram, I don't check my phone. I only text my fiance like, hey, good morning, and then I disappear for a few hours because your brain works in contrast. It's very hard for your brain to go, if you wake up and you go on Instagram and you blast yourself with like 10 funny reels, your brain then is having a hard time going back to that work mode. That's what I call it. Or, whatever you want to call it, monk mode, whatever other people call it, essentially just focusing on work and what needs to be done. Because all you need to do is just work for a few hours a day, intense working, like direct focus, like good focus, a couple of hours a day, and you're gonna do more than most people do in 8, 12, right? That's why I'm against this whole grind set, like this entrepreneur grind 24/7, because as time passes, you lose focus and your ability to do work kind of goes down. Now, of course, again, like everything, it is a skill. So you have to build up to it. You can build up to it and be able to work 4, 5, 6, even more hours of direct, really good focus. I'm not there. And I just don't really believe in it. I don't want to be in this mentality that I need to do it all the time. I'd rather do like really good work in a couple of hours a day and then just do whatever I prefer doing the rest of the day, which most of the time is actually just still working on the stuff that I enjoy versus working on something that I don't enjoy. So the best thing that you can do for yourself is literally don't consume content until you create something. So what does that look like? Well, you can write down the insights that you've gotten from the last day. You can write down some of the problems that you solved for yourself. the other day, and share that. Make a script, create a reel out of it. It is as simple as that. You don't need to overthink it. You don't need to force yourself into this creative mode. You don't need to force 8 hours of work to create something. It is not that difficult. What I'm actually doing right now is I'm timing how long it's taken me to come out here and film this video and just talk about some stuff that I enjoy. And it's been like 30 minutes, right? So in this video is gonna be, so to wrap this up, because I don't wanna derail this video, talk about 10 different topics. One thing you can take away from this, if you take away anything, you should take away this one thing, is that you should create before you consume every morning. Meaning no music in the morning, meaning no reels, no TikTok, none of that stuff. Because again, your brain operates in contrast. If you bombard your brain with a bunch of dopamine in the morning, you're gonna be cooked. It's really hard to go back from that to, dialed in, focused, relaxed type of work environment. But once you've done that, once you've done the work that needs to be done that day, you can then really do whatever you want. You can bombard your brain as much as you want, because I find, you don't want to build bad habits, of course, but I find that if you just unload at an evening time, something like that, right? You play video games, you watch a bunch of TV series, you listen to music, whatever. If you do it in the evening and then you go to bed, your brain resets. Like, I don't know how that works. Maybe there's people that understand this and they can explain it in the comments, but I find that's how it works. For me, it's a lot easier to just wake up, do the boring stuff, and then just do the fun stuff. It's simple as that. No worries. Anyway, if you want my help building your personal brand, building an audience of buyers, and monetizing your knowledge, your skills in a way that doesn't require a lot of your time or grinding 16 hours a day, you can DM me on Instagram down below. Just DM me the word YouTube and we're gonna have a chat, and I'll see you in the next one.